everyone. Firstly, let me welcome you all on behalf of Insurance Institute of India to our new web series, Bima Vikas Vartalap, episode 9. Recently, Insurance Institute of India launched this initiative called Bima Vikas Vartalap, where we reach out to industry leaders who would be sharing their thoughts and experiences on the overall development of the industry. Bima Vikas Vartalap is also aligned with the regulatory objective of Insurance for All by 2047. Our guest for today's program is Mr. Kasparas J.S. Kromhot, Managing Director and CEO of Shriram Life Insurance Company Limited. Uh, Good afternoon, sir, and let me welcome you to Bima Vikas Vartalap series on behalf of Insurance Institute of India.
Good
Sir,
afternoon. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. Sir, for the benefit of viewers, let me introduce you to everyone. Uh, who really needs insurance? Honestly, everyone. That simple truth sits at the heart of what Shriram Life Insurance stands for. Kasparas J.H. Kromhot, the Managing Director and CEO of Shriram Life, doesn't just look at numbers or policies. He sees people, their struggles, their hopes, and their need for security. He genuinely believes that every life matters and that everyone deserves the peace of mind that comes with having life insurance. That kind of empathy drives the entire purpose behind Shriram Life because it's part of Shriram Group's DNA. Putting people first isn't just a phrase, it is the way they work. Cassie, as he is known to many, was born in South Africa, but he has spent so many years in India, both personally and professionally, that he proudly calls it home. He has over 31 years of experience, including more than 15 years at Shriram Life. He joined Shriram Life as Chief Operating Officer back in 2010, coming from Sanlam, the South African financial group that partnered with Shriram Life in 2005. 5 years later, he stepped into the role of MD and CEO and has been steering the company growth ever since. But there's more to Cassie than corporate leadership. He is someone who thrives on adventure, whether it's trekking through rugged trails or riding his bike into the mountains. He finds freedom and clarity in the great outdoors. It's this same spirit of connection and resilience that he brings to the world of insurance, making it more accessible, human, and meaningful. So let us dive into a conversation with Mr. Kasparas J.H. Kromhot. Sir, please let me know if I have missed any important point which you wanted to highlight in your corporate journey.
Thank you so much for your very generous introduction. I really appreciate that. No, I think you have hit it spot on. And I can maybe just add that in coming from South Africa, I grew up as an industrial engineer and earlier worked in mining. So only slightly later in my career, I made the transition from working in mining to working in insurance in a very technical capacity, being an engineer. But then when I got the opportunity from Sanlam to come to India and to be the Chief Operating Officer of Shriram Life, I then actually really learned the value of life insurance to families, to the community, and also to the country. And since then, I've learned that from our founder chairman, Mr. Ati Agrajan, and I really then got to appreciate what a big difference it really makes in the lives of people. So that has driven what you have explained in terms of my commitment to it. And I feel very fortunate that I can work in a company where this is the focus. We're actually trying to get more families covered who really need life insurance rather than people who only need it for an alternative investment or for tax. So in that way, I feel very privileged to be in this position. And it gives me great satisfaction to know that we are actually reaching out to more and more families every year. Thank you.
Excellent, sir. Thank you very much. I can see that in your passion when you talk about insurance. Sir, with this, can we go ahead with our questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Sir, I just want to have your perspective. Regulator is very keen about insurance for all by 2047 and initiated many steps in this direction. How will Shriram Life contribute to achieving this ultimate goal?
This is a very good vision that was stated by the regulator. I think it's extremely important for the country of India and for its people. It's very bold. It will require the entire industry together with the regulator to come together to actually reach it. Now, Shriram Life is very closely aligned with that objective or with that vision. Given the fact that we serve families in the slightly lower income segments, so we typically serve families of lower middle market, which earn between 5 and 15 lakhs in a year as a family. And we believe that this is the segment that actually needs life insurance the most. And if you want to achieve insurance for all by 2047, it's very important that all of these families, and especially the ones living in rural India, also get covered, because insurance for all means that you have to go to the lengths and breadths of the country and to all the segments of society as well. Now, this is very for us as a company, it is socially very critical. We're very closely aligned to that. As you mentioned, coming from the Shriram Group, we serve communities that are not typically served by the rest of the industry. But it's also strategically very meaningful for us because this is an extremely large market. And so if you look at how we approach it, around 40% of our business is coming from rural India, whereas for the industry, it's around 20% of the business. So the bulk of the insurance business is being done in the metros and not necessarily in rural India. It's more difficult to reach out deep into rural India and to get the lower premium sizes and then still make the organization sustainable and profitable. So if you look at it, the average premium in the industry currently is around 90,000 rupees. If you look at retail recurring premium, and for us that average premium is around 20,000 rupees. So. And if you look at families, if you want to do insurance for all by 2047, then you need to provide affordable insurance solutions to families. Now, a family earning, let's say 5 lakhs, and the breadwinner is a small business owner, and the family earns around 5 lakhs in a year, it will be difficult for that family to afford 90,000 rupees of premium. So their affordability becomes extremely important. And this is our main focus. So we have been building a huge amount of capacity over the last 3 to 4 years to reach out to more families in the segment. This is what we are doing. And we've been able to demonstrate that we can actually scale successfully and reach out to and reach out to more of these families. So we're building that scale, and we've been able to grow at over the last 3 years, we grew at 24%, then to 39%, and then last year we grew at 45%. So we're seeing a really strong growth for the company, and in a segment that is quite difficult. Now, the segment is also such that that you need to be ready for is that you have lower premium sizes, but you also have people who have the realities of being either in farming, small businesses, and at the time of paying the renewal premium, they might not have the necessary funds available, or there might be a different priority, either for the business or for the family. So one reality of the segment is that the persistency is lower in the segment. And that is a structural or a fundamental fact. It's not it's not because of mis-selling or poor quality of business or anything like that. It's just the fact that that sometimes from a cash flow perspective, people don't have the money at that point to pay the renewal premium. So we invest a lot in in finding ways to be flexible, to be innovative, and to support families during that time, so that they can remain covered by life insurance. But it does mean that you have a slightly lower persistency, and you have lower premium sizes, and you are deep in rural. So it makes it a very interesting challenge. But as the Shriram Group has always done, we don't mind taking on difficult challenges and trying to do the right thing to get people covered.
Sir, thank you very much. I think, as rightly said by you, affordability is a major element there, for us to reach out and strive for insurance for all by 2047. Uh, Great, sir. And I just want to check with you now. All these companies are focusing more on digitization to reach out to more customers. Can you please highlight few important initiatives of Shriram Life on technology front?
Yes, absolutely. Technology, digitalization becomes critical if you serve the segment. Because now, as I mentioned earlier, you've got lower premium sizes, you've got maybe slightly lower persistency, large volumes. The number of policies that we sell, I think right now we are in rural number 3 in the industry, in the private industry, and overall we are number 7 of the 25 companies in private. So we've got a large operation, but with low premium sizes, and we have to make that work. So digitization becomes extremely important for us, and then innovation as well. Now, we've always been known to be an innovative organization since the start, because to make all of this work, we need to be innovative. But since 2017, we have formalized our innovation much more. So we're doing formal innovation projects, and we've got a team that drives innovation. And all of the innovation and technology initiatives that we do, we actually focus on customer needs or our agent needs. So our distributor or our agent needs. What will make it easier for them to do business with us? And so all these innovations have been focused on those things. And then at the same time, we have also focused on solutions for customers in the segment, because what we also realized was that somebody in the 5 to 15 lakh income segment has different challenges and needs than somebody in a much higher income segment. And we're trying to tailor our products to serve those needs in a much better way. So we're doing innovation on product, and then we're doing innovation on technology. As an example, we've recently implemented a solution engine in which we can bring products to the market much faster without taking a large capacity from our IT team. So all these things are focused on, what can we do better for the customer, better focused solutions. And then when it comes to claims, this is actually where a life insurance company, where it becomes the most important. So then our focus on digitalization, automation has then helped us to, where it earlier took maybe a few weeks from the time that we've received the last documents to actually make the payout of the claim. Now we do 90% of it within 12 hours. So we have a 12-hour claim settlement where we don't need to investigate the claim. Once we have the documents, we can pay out immediately. So we're automating all the back-end processes for the benefit of the customer, and then also to make the entire operation much more efficient so that we can serve customers in a much more cost-effective way and remain profitable. This is normally what we focus on. And then what we've also seen is that our customers need a different type of support. Most of our customers are first-time insurance buyers. We go deep into rural, and we often find that this is the first time that the families actually learned about life insurance. Now, it's not an easy concept to understand. And when we bring the customers on board, we have a program that we call We Care. And we keep calling the customer not only once for a verification call or a welcome call and then leave them as per the normal practice. We call the customer 3 to 4 times during the first year to check that they are fully comfortable, that they understand what they have bought, that they understand about how the renewal process works, all those things. We build up a relationship with the customer like that, and we found that that makes a big difference in the lives of our customers. So this is what we're focusing on. We've also had let's say on the technology side or on the sophistication side, our labs and fraud propensity machine learning models running since 2017 as well. And we've got a very accurate view of what are the risks of the business, what's the risk of the business coming into the books. And in that way, we can also manage our profitability in a much better way. Most of it, though, is focused on how can we serve customers better.
Sir, I think very, very happy to hear that 90% of the claims are getting settled in 12 hours, less than 12 hours, which is really the technology is helping, which is a very good thing here. And sir, maybe a follow-up or a connected question. IRDA has recently introduced the Bima Trinity initiative, which is again the Bima Sugam and Bima Vahak, Bima Vistar. So what's your perspective on the development, sir?
I think that is very good. Because if you need to achieve insurance for all by 2047, and as of now, the insurance penetration is still low in India, and actually it's been declining over the past few years. Now you've got an economy that is fortunately growing very fast. You've got a GDP that is growing very fast, but insurance penetration is not growing as fast. So we're seeing a decline in insurance penetration. It's a big challenge. So I think this initiative is very much welcomed because it's an attempt by the regulator to bring certain structures into the industry or into the country that will help to close that penetration gap. Now, everything that we can do needs to actually work towards that. And as an industry also, we should be innovating to see how can we reach to more customers much faster. But the Bima Trinity is a welcome addition because it brings in new structures, products, ways of doing business. But also at the same time, I think it helps to make all of us think what more is there that we can do. So just to give you one example, the Bima Vahak part of the Bima Trinity of having women, sell life insurance in the community. I think, I think that's a brilliant idea, because women are traditionally much more focused on the welfare and the future of the family, and they have that responsibility. And women going out and speaking to families, sharing that importance of having life insurance, I think is a brilliant idea, and we're also trying to follow that. In the same way. So the entire structure of the Bima Trinity, I think, is very good. Of course, you need to see implementation and finally making sure that it works properly. But I think the industry needs everything that it can get to support the growth and penetration that's really required in the country.
Sir, thank you. I agree, sir. I think it's everything is linked to the growth and penetration in the industry, which I'm sure the Bima Trinity is going to take it forward. Uh, Sir, as I mean, the next thing which I wanted to just have your perspective is where do you see Shriram Life in the next 5 years, and what are the key focus areas for Shriram Life?
Yes. We we have a vision for 2030. So I think the next 5 years is very relevant. And we started with this vision after the 2022 financial year, so almost 3 years back. And the vision was that we we decided internally that what is it that we can do that would be really bold in terms of what we can try to achieve, especially if you look at our purpose of reaching more families. So we thought of those two things. One is, how do we reach the maximum number of families, over this time, and then also, how do we create shareholder value? Because finally, it's a business. It needs to be sustainable, and at the same time, you need to create shareholder value. So we looked at those two things, and we set ourselves specific targets for 2030. And then from there, we worked back in terms of what the business plan needs to look like to get us there. And it was quite bold because we realized that in terms of reaching what our aspirations are, we need to have a much larger organization than we have right now, and or that we had at that time. And so effectively, it meant building a retail premium base that was 5 to 7x of what we ended up with in 2022. So 2022, we had around just over 500 crores of retail APE, and we said, well, okay, can we move that up to 3,000 to 3,500 crores in an 8-year period? That meant that we have to grow at 27%, somewhere between 22 and 27% CAGR for 8 years, which is a very tough a tough task. Now, I'm very happy to report that the first year we grew at 24%, then after that 39%, and then after that 45%. So all the investment that we have made in leadership and in technology and into innovation, and automation and all those things have started coming together quite well. And we're now seeing that the target that we have for 2030 is actually possible. And the growth has been extremely strong over the last 3 years. But it will taper down slightly because the base effect is coming in. So we're now much larger than we were in 2022. In 2022, we were just over 500 crores of retail APE, and now we are at 1,300 crores of retail APE. So the growth has been very, very strong. And we're building all the aspects of the organization to make sure that we can sustain that growth. and that we can support the profitability and the sustainability of the business, of course, and in that way reach out to more. So it's coming off quite well. We feel that we're on the right track. We'll be reaching our objectives for 2030, which means that we'll be much stronger also, and we'll have much more reach and scale to fulfill our purpose in the industry.
Excellent, sir. And firstly, congratulations on the growth trajectory, what you achieved. And also Shriram Life as a company, which I look at. I always remember reading out, when Shriram Life is one company which is profitable from year one of operations. Which hearty congratulations. So, in terms of efficiency and everything, I know it's a great achievement. So, sir, once again, thank you so much for joining Insurance Institute of India on this initiative. Our viewers will immensely get benefited from your thoughts and experiences. And thank you once again for giving us your time in your busy schedule. We'll be keenly looking forward to connect with you again on other important topics in the days to come. And thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.